Hello, Brian Cox here with Greg Lundeen, and Greg has finished up another recovery, and I didn't make it, but you made it without me.
You were there in spirit. You were the motivation that helped us do it.
No, I wasn't, but I appreciate that. So you got a Jeep here. What's going on with this guy? This was the call.
Yeah, we get a call yesterday. It turns out about 5:30, this guy has gone up the Lucky Strike Mine Trail near the top. He's got a pretty heavy, fully loaded Jeep with a rooftop tent and couldn't get all the way to the top. So he decides he's going to turn around, and on the way back down, he's actually straddling an eroded ditch.
So that's new. That looks new, though.
That's all new.
We just had all that flooding up there, and that looks like that's part of it.
That used to be a dirt road
right,
6 months ago, and drive straight up a flat road, drive straight down a flat road.
And that ditch is not to be messed with.
No, that ditch is a couple feet wide and probably 3 feet deep. And he actually went up this trail on the right side of the picture here,
right,
to the top, and then turned around and came down. And as he was coming down the dirt road, he started straddling a very small erosion.
And it grew.
They gradually grew and grew. So you'll see here later where he's parked just like this, but he's trying to come down. The ditch gets bigger, and it moves over to his passenger side.
Right.
And he goes to cross it. So he actually gets both his tires across this ditch to where you see him right now. And then when the right rear goes to cross this ditch, it's so heavy it just drops in the ditch, and he noses straight up to the sky. And
wow, that really dropped in. Now, once you got to the top, is there another way out, or do you have to go back the same way?
You have to come back the same way.
You have to come back the same way. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he didn't make it quite to the top.
Was his girlfriend mad at him?
She was a good sport, and I told him in the end to be glad there wasn't more damage to his vehicle or he didn't get injured. Right. And the saving grace, I think, was that he had one cell carrier with no coverage there. She had a different cell carrier that had coverage, so she actually made the call for him and saved his life.
Okay, wow. So they didn't have to hike out.
Yeah.
So you came in, I presume.
So we came in from the 95
right
at Lucky Strike Mine Trail, right off the Power Line Road, which you'll zoom into here.
Yeah.
Coming right off the freeway.
And that power line goes all the way up to the white.
Goes all the way up to the antennas up on top of Angel's Peak.
And
that's about a 30-minute drive on that dirt road from where he was. This is what we found when we got here.
Right.
And you'll see in a minute there's a couple winch lines hooked up to him.
Now, so did you just make one connection or more than one?
We actually went ahead and used two. Okay. So at that angle right there, you probably could have just pulled him out, but his right rear side was laying against the rock. So my philosophy always is get the paint off the rocks.
Right.
So rather than drag him out forward right there, we actually pulled him more sideways to the driver's side door.
So you had 2 winches on them from the front and the back.
Yep.
Okay.
From the side. So
I'm not seeing the back line. I'm just seeing the front one. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So we pull him from the left side underneath the driver's door, pull him directly to the left.
And that was on a rock rail?
Actually, the frame rail.
Frame rail.
Because it was easy to get to.
Even better then.
He's exposed. Pull him from the frame rail, pulled him about 6 or 8 inches off the rock.
Right.
And once he was clear, then this winch line that you see, we just pulled him directly forward right up onto the flat.
Okay.
And
no axle, no tie rod, any other damage.
No, they're in the air.
They're in the air. Okay, and here's where you got them pretty much out. You're just pulling them forward.
Yeah, you can kind of tell how deep that ditch is there with the glow of the taillights.
It is.
But once we got him pulled sideways and down,
forward.
And part of the thing with these, Brian, is sometimes you go out there and in this case, this guy had been sitting there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
He's pretty well ready to go home and done and get out of there. So we try to make quick, safe work out of it.
Yeah.
And get him out. So the intent was not to film this, really. A lot of this footage just comes from bystanders that are standing around watching what we're doing, and then they start sending us a video later.
Yeah, somebody's wife showed up. Okay. How much damage did we have to the rig?
Very little. On the right rear corner where the fiberglass is,
on the rocks,
he popped the right rear window out. It was shattered.
Okay.
A little bit of crack in the fiberglass, but other than that,
just the top then.
Just the top.
Oh wow!
Didn't even pitch the sheet metal.
Wow, that's easily replaceable if you had to.
Yep.
Well, good for him that he doesn't have too much to fix. And hopefully he gets it all done, and he's goes out camping there with his rooftop tent, and his girlfriend's going to stay with him and go.
We gave him a trash bag to tape on that window. He could have camped out there last night if he wanted to, but
Okay.
he followed us out. We aired up and headed home. Said, "Man, I'm glad I waited because I'd have caused a lot more damage."
Now that was the Lucky Strike Road.
Lucky Strike Mine Trail
Mine
between
Trail.
Kyle
How
Canyon.
lucky was it?
Well, I told this guy we've taken people out with injuries and on trailers and all kinds of stuff. So I told him, no matter how bad you feel about this,
Still lucky. No more no damage.
Consider yourself lucky. You got off easy.
Oh, well done. All right.
We'll see you on the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, Greg.
You got it.